Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I'm joined here as always with super fans Devin Circus and Jake Circus of the Jake Circus podcast. And this is week 13 preview of Jungle Talk. Yeah, I know. It's hard to be excited right now. I know. It's for the people who are listening on Spotify. We got a fist pump from Devin. But
Absolutely.
yes, there you go. But like I said in the last video, you have to watch these games with new eyes and take a different approach to them. So before I forget, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. It's a show by fans for fans. So all we ask you to is you subscribe, support the channel, and give us a thumbs up on the video. And Jake, you do some amazing podcasts. Tell them where they can find all your stuff.
Yep, Jake Circus podcast on Spotify. Took the week off for Thanksgiving. We'll be back next week. College football is getting pretty interesting. We're in the go Ducks. That's all I have left. Hoping that in 2 days I will be in Pasadena seeing the Ducks play in the Rose Bowl against either Michigan or Alabama or Florida State.
There you go. And
Jake,
can I in on your Heisman bet? You want to cash in on your Heisman bet? Yes, I wish.
Oh yeah.
I really wish I had got in on that with you. I didn't think about it, and then by then it wasn't as tantalizing as what you got. So
I did get in, nowhere near where Jake did. I'm in it 2-1, so I'm a little excited. I got a little stake in the game, but Jake was all over that. And then Jake, can I dad brag and tell you to talk about what you're doing this weekend?
Yeah, it was gonna come up because I have a pick. I'll be in Dallas for the Big 12 title game. I'll be representing Bleacher Report betting. So they're fly me out. It'll be fun. Look out for some social content on BR's Instagram, Twitter. So yeah, my pick is not in that game, but we'll have some bets for that game on the socials pretty soon.
So I really like Oregon this week. So we've been waiting for Washington to lose a game, and this is the week. So I'm a big fan of Oregon. So let's get into this one. It's hard to be excited. I mean, I kept searching for positive things to say about the Bengals going into this game, and it's not a lot to grasp at. This, without Burrow and the current state, this is not a good team.
I got something positive, Mark. I'm going to
go
jump
for it. Start us off with something positive because we need that.
Right.
Because we're going to be finishing negative, I have a feeling, on our predictions. So go ahead and start us off with something positive.
Absolutely. So, in the fan world, Twitter is something we talk about a lot, and Twitter's been very, very interesting. The first couple of weeks with the calf injury, and obviously since Burrow got hurt, and then the aftermath of the loss against Pittsburgh, and then I'll even go back to 2019 when we were in line for the number one pick for Burrow, and let's lose, let's tank, So where I'm going is you get all walks of fans these days and in this type of situation, and there's plenty of people. Obviously all the bandwagon fans are long off the Bengals. Even the real fans, the legitimate fans, the true fans, you get a different breed of, I don't even care anymore about the game. It's not even worth watching. So I'm going to come at you with the positive of, we've all told our stories at different times about how we became Bengals fans. And I go back probably over 40 years now. It's the only team I've ever rooted for. I brought my freaking son into this misery and love it. But I don't care what our record is. I don't care who we're playing. I love watching this team play. And to me, it's the old Tommy Lasorda line years ago when Tommy Lasorda was managing in the Olympics. It's about the name on the front, not the name on the back. And that's where I am. And anytime I see the orange and the black and, the Bengals colors on TV, and the couple times I get to go to a game, it's special for me. So we know what's going to happen for the most part the rest of the season. We were just talking offline before we started recording. Is this team going to accidentally win a couple games? Is there a chance for any type of run? And we can get into that. But as a fan, we get to watch the Bengals play 5-6 more times, and that excites me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a fan from the beginning. I picked this team. I was 5 years old in '68. My dad was a Packer fan here in Los Angeles. raised me not to be a fair weather fan. Bengals cards came out, and I picked the team. I said, I'm gonna like this team from the beginning. I too dragged my daughter in, and for those on social media, you've seen pictures of us at the different games and whatnot. But I dragged her into it. I apologized to her during the Marvin Lewis years. For doing that to her, but she also was raised to not be a fair weather fan, and we're not quitting on this team. We still watch the games. I take it I kind of change the way I watch it. I
100%.
watch it. I want to see, like I said, I want to see battle. I want to see Turner. I would like to see Charlie Jones gets reps in the slot. I mean, let's empty the cabinet. Let's see what we have in the cupboard so we know what ingredients we need when we go to the draft next year. So I'm going to be watching the games, but that's how I'm going to be watching them.
It's almost, sorry, Mark.
No.
It's almost like the shows we did in the preseason, watching the game now. It's almost like watching the preseason games. And look, that sucks. That's awful to say, but it's the reality is let's hope that the up and comers, the players that we want to see what the potential is, what spots do we not need to draft next year? What first, second, third, fourth round draft picks over the last couple of years can take a step. The battles, the Turners, those guys have arrived. The names that I want to see, and I know we're morphing a little bit, but we always do, and that makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
You go to Jones regularly. We've talked about Yoshavash on the show.
Yes.
He's had a couple of touchdowns. Tanner Hudson's not a kid, but could he be? Tight ends can last longer in age than others. Is Tanner Hudson an option? I want to see Chase Brown. We don't talk about that enough.
Yes.
I know he's injured.
100%.
I want to see Chase Brown get 8 to 12 carries this weekend.
I want to see that too. And the other thing I want to see is we all know you can give Browning one more start, however many more starts AJ needs to see what he looks like. No, because we need to know, is he a viable backup or is he not? If he's not, we'll address it in the offseason.
If he was, he'd be playing.
But
if he was a viable backup, he would have been playing by now.
I understand, but let's empty the cover. We know Browning's nothing. And we know, so we have to address the backup quarterback position. I don't mind after a couple more Browning outings. We'll call them brownouts, I guess you can call them when we lose the games. But after a couple more brownouts, you know what? Let's throw McCarron in there and see what he can do. I realize he has to be ready. He was only called up last week. But like I said, it's called empty the cabinets. You used this spice once in an ingredient and you didn't really like it, but make a new stew and see if McCarron, how he works with this staff. That's all.
Mark, you said he was called up last week. That just means he was dressed on Sunday. He's been in camp. He's been on the practice field since before week 1. Right. If he was ready, he'd have been playing.
McCarron?
McCarron is not going to
No. We added him.
McCarron's been here like a month.
Yeah, we added him like a month ago. He was just called up to the active roster when Burrow was hurt. He's been sitting on the practice squad, but I don't know what he knows.
Who was our number 3 the first 4 weeks?
They didn't have
Will
one.
Greer.
No.
We had Will Greer and then cut.
Yes, and Will Greer is actually available. There's another thing. He was released from New England. So if we want Greer back, we can go back and get him. I don't mind grabbing Greer and throwing him out there in a few weeks. Well, these games are basically experiments. That's what they are.
You're not experimenting with those guys. And by the way, Will Greer could be playing for the Patriots this weekend.
So
you talk about a team that's in.
It tells, if the Patriots released Will Greer, it tells you a lot about Will Greer if he can't make that quarterback depth chart.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I think, I don't know if you guys mentioned this on Sunday after the game, but did anyone else find it like extremely hilarious that Zach was trying to hype up Jake Browning in the press conference? He's like, "Oh, I really like some of the decisions he made. I thought he handled the game well." Like, I know it's a situation where it's like, what's he supposed to say? Like, what's he supposed to say? But I just like, oh, he's such a clown.
You know what? It's just like we're sitting here and we're trying to find positive things to say. He has to. We don't have to. We can come on and say, listen, it's, and we can be, he has to get up there and put up the brave front and try to justify, because this team didn't take the backup QB position seriously, and we're paying the price for it. So,
but Mark, I forgot to mention this on Sunday. I sent this to Jake over the weekend, and don't discount Jake Browning just yet, because Jake Browning at the University of Washington made Dante Pettis, John Ross, and Drew Sample second-round draft picks.
Can I leave the show like right now?
That was for you, Jake.
Dude, he's worse than Ryan Finley. Like he's seriously worse than Ryan Finley.
I know he was being.
I know, but like I saw that all week. Oh, maybe Jake Browning can be the back. Like all the Bengals fans knew how bad this guy was in preseason, and now that he's actually playing, it's a mess. He's awful.
Mess.
He's the worst quarterback starting in the league currently, and that's saying something because Zach Wilson's not starting anymore, but Tim Boyle is, and Jake Browning's worse than Tim Boyle.
Yeah, no, it's I don't think that there's another roster Browning would have been on in the NFL. I don't know why he made ours, but he made ours because his only competition was Trevor Siemian,
who couldn't get on the field over Tim Boyle.
Right, exactly. So
he's back up in New York now.
It's
he was the number 2. He beat out Zach Wilson for the number 2 job.
Right,
tells you a lot about Zach Wilson.
This week, we are the second lowest over-under total. The first is Atlanta Jets at 34. We're 38. And then it just goes up from there. But it tells you something. Jacksonville's going to score points. Bettors don't think the Bengals will. It's basically that simple. It's when you have a 38 over-under, that's what they're saying. And the Jets have proven they can't score points, and we're right there with them now. So that tells you because Jacksonville, it's a home game, it's in prime time. Trevor Lawrence has looked better over the last weeks. Our run defense has looked terrible. ETN, is going to probably have a very good game. Jacksonville's going to put up 21 points. They're gonna score.
They'll score more than that.
First half.
Well, I don't think that the betting public is saying we're not going to put up 10. That's what the betting public is saying, that they're going to score 24, 27, and they're basically chewing us in for a couple gift scores. It's maybe a field goal early to get the 0 off the board, and then a late touchdown that doesn't matter when they're in prevent. And that's what the bettors are saying. So, and I can't disagree with that. We haven't shown that that's wrong. So, anybody here putting money on the over?
The betting public basically thinks that this is a 23 to 15. Isn't it 8? So they think it's a 23 to 15 game.
Yeah.
Or Vegas thinks it's a 23 to 15 game.
Yeah. But I don't even know that we get, like I said, if we get 15, it's because, they gifted us a touchdown.
Well, anything can happen in garbage time.
Penalties, there can be a PI, but so I just gave you the things I didn't like. There's no teeth in our attack. I had encouraged starting Mixon last week because I said, hey, they're going to run the ball. They only ran the ball 8 times.
They can't block. They can't block
because there's no threat of a pass other than a dump off. Really, Browning doesn't frighten you enough. If I'm a defensive coordinator on the other side, I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna shut down the run. I'm gonna pressure Browning, make Browning beat us because he won't. And that's a toothless attack.
They have no one that can block, and they don't have any pass catchers that can block. Like, I think they're going to take a receiver first round, and it would be a mistake if they don't make Keon Coleman a Bengal. That guy's physical in the run game. He's basically like T. Higgins. He's faster than T. Higgins. But yeah, we don't need to get into that. In terms of Jacksonville,
I want to know if you have him ahead of Odunze.
No, I don't, but I think Odunze is going to be taken a lot earlier than people think.
Okay.
It's not a great defensive draft. Offensive players are going to go.
Where do you think we're going to be picking? Don't you think we're going to be top 8?
Could be. But like if they're top 8, like they could trade down. Sir, like they seriously could. Like if they're going to go receiver, they could trade down if they're in the top 10.
I'd love to trade down and get an extra second-round pick this year.
Because like Marv's going to go early. Obviously, that's like a fever dream. I think the Cardinals are going to end up with him at 100%. 2 or 3. And then, there's a Odunze, Malik Neighbors, but they don't really I don't know. That's a story for another day. But Jacksonville, the thing with Jacksonville, like, again, when we played San Fran, Buffalo, I like to give, teams their props. I think Jacksonville's really hitting their stride. I was a little down on them going into the year compared to everyone else. Jacksonville was my cash cow last year. I loved them. And, well, this year I had to, sell stock a little bit. Slow start for them. They are hitting their stride at the right time. Thought they got away with some ticky-tacky calls in the Houston game. Probably, maybe you shouldn't have won that game, but Trevor Lawrence is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
He's having he had a couple rough games, look completely lost in the San Fran game, but other than that, there are these throws that he makes that, like, if you're not watching the game on a full screen, you're like, how the hell did that pass get completed? Ridley's been great, Ingram's been great, Agnew's been great. I don't know if he's gonna play. They're balanced. They're Kirk, yeah. Kirk might actually even be a little bit better than Ridley. They are so balanced. They have a couple of good offensive linemen, a couple of good defensive linemen, 2 good corners, 2 good safeties, good back. They do everything well, and they're very well coached. This is a team that, in a wide open AFC, for the first time all year, I'm saying Jacksonville can make the Super Bowl. This is what a Super Bowl team looks like. QB on a rookie contract, everything.
Right.
They're going to win this game.
And just to add to that, Jake, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
If we were the team we were 3 weeks ago that beat San Francisco and Buffalo, this game would be a coin flip. I don't know that we're favored. If this game was the week after the Buffalo game, probably a pick 'em.
Right.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, Bengals, yeah. I mean, in power, yes, power ratings wise, the Jaguars are still below the Bills in the market, which is a little funny. By the way, Bills lost again. Booty. I just, a little off topic. People did not like my take on the Bills.
No, they didn't
at all. But who's laughing now? They're like minus 140 to miss the playoffs.
Right.
Anyways, yeah. It would probably be a coin flip, but now the -8, I'm like this close to laying it. Honestly,
I'm with you.
This is a good team. This is a good Jacksonville team. I think that they're hitting their stride at the perfect time. Exactly what they were doing last year. They won a playoff game, almost won 2. If they go to KC January, look out.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's a team that's built to win on the road. They can win on the road. That's a good point.
And they're stat-wise, they're not the most dominant defense, but they're very opportunistic. What do they have, like 20 takeaways? I mean,
yeah, it's both the same offense and defense. They're not like amazing on like third down. They're not like super explosive, but they're great in the red zone on both sides. They do force a lot of turnovers. They're good on third down on defense, and they have the third best quarterback head coach combo in the league. I mean, I go Mahomes, Reed, and who's 2? It used to be Allen and McDermott, but it's not like that anymore.
Right.
I think it's Trevor and Doug. I mean, Trevor's 4 or 5. Doug's a top 5 head coach.
Yeah. No, it's not. Like I said, I don't know about the Super Bowl, but I think they make a deep playoff run. I think they win their division. I think that was decided last week, going into Houston and winning that game really put them in.
Yeah, that was a gutsy win.
Yeah, and while it wasn't, and everything would indicate that this would be a letdown week for them, but this is prime time Monday night, so they're not going to let down, and they're well coached. So, like I said, this game would have, and the network thought about it when they picked this game. This was supposed to be a playoff preview, is what this was supposed to be. This was 2 playoff teams from last year, 2 young quarterbacks. And they expected to get. Unfortunately, they're only getting that on one side. So this is just basically a tune-up game for Jacksonville to just, we're a stepping stone.
And if I'm not mistaken, haven't we played them 2 years in a row on Thursday Night Football and won both?
Yeah. One of them was a big comeback win. One of them we
didn't play them. We didn't play them last year. I don't think we played them last year.
This is Trevor's 3rd year, right?
This is year
3 or 4.
You're thinking about 2 years ago.
This is year 3 of Trevor. We played them in 20. This is year 4 of Trevor. We played them in 2020. Wait.
4? No, because
sorry, Trevor was 2021. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Trevor's 3rd. We've absolutely played them both, and I think both Thursday night.
No, that was 2021. We have not faced Doug Peterson yet. We faced Urban Meyer. That was early in the year. We didn't play.
Yeah, remember that's where Urban Meyer went. The team went back, and he stayed and was at the bar.
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, we played him.
Part of the Urban Meyer collapse.
Yeah, this is the third year in 4 years we've played him. We beat him with Gardner Minshew week 4 in 2020. Beat Minshew,
and it was the one where we got down big. I think we were down 21 at half. And came back and won. Burrow had a great second half, and Urban Meyer had a great time at a bar, and that was the beginning of the end of him. So But yeah, no, like I said, it's this game. I just don't see the Bengals winning this game. I just don't. So once again, looking to see clear the cupboard. And let's get the thing about these games is we could talk about preseason, but these are real games. So you're playing better players at full speed. So that's why these are valuable minutes to get to the people in our cupboard so we can see what we have. And if nothing else, they get more, DJ Turner needs snaps. He needs to be out there.
Well, he's the starter now. I don't think
100%. But he still could use the rest of the year in snaps. Battle can use the rest of the year in snaps. Like I said, Charlie Jones in the slot. Let's see what he can do at receiver. We know what he can do as a kick returner. Josevich, let's get him out there. Let's clear the cupboard, see what ingredients we have, so we're more going into the draft, and it's valuable experience for our young players.
Absolutely. Taking it even one step further on the D line, Zach Carter, Cam Sample, those types of guys, are they going to be? They're fighting for roster spots next year. Jake's laughing because I've always loved Zach Carter. I don't know why. He did strip that ball of Warren on Sunday, but these guys are playing for roster spots next year.
So
here's my thing with the young guys. I don't know if a lot of people saw it. People were upset when I tweeted it on last Thursday that it kind of felt like that could be the end to the Bengals window. That's just because I'm just anti-Zach Taylor, and I just don't think that they're going to win anything with him. But on the contrary, thinking a little bit more positively, they're going to have a fourth place schedule next year. They're like now 2 games ahead in fourth place. That's a huge advantage. They're going to have a fourth place schedule, and they need to, I don't know if it's exactly like a great comparison, but what the Chiefs did with Karlaftis and McDuffie, who were now 2 of the best players on their defense. They obviously got McDuffie and at the end of the first round in 2022, Karlaftis a day later in the second round of that draft. Sorry, he was 2021. Wait, no, he was 2022. Anyways, they got him in the same year. And now their window is like even that much greater because they have young players on defense. That's going to be CTB. That's going to be DJ Turner. So we're going to see that. And if the Bengals can rely on their young players to be the catalyst in 2024, that makes the window, it reopens the window. If they're as bad on defense as they are this year, next year, they're fucked. They're completely fucked.
Right. Well, also think about
go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, think about what the Ravens did with Lamar was down, and what they did in the draft with the better draft picks. So we can do the same kind of thing. So I'm not down on the window closing. I think we can reopen it, like you said. But like I said, it's just so I really personally, I don't care if we win a game or not. I prefer probably we didn't, but we
don't need to.
No, but maybe we do eke out 1 win and we have 6 wins, so we'll still be a top 10. With 6 wins, you're going to be a top 10 pick. And that's top 10 in the second round, the third round, and we can make hay with that. This team's shown they can draft. So, Pluck and Turner in the second. We can look at it. And it's not and Miles Murphy, let's get him those snaps. These are valuable snaps for him.
He's going to start getting a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Miles Murphy's good. Miles Murphy's good. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be so good.
And you know what? With a little more experience now, he'll be a great player sooner. So let's get him out there.
The Miles Murphy debate is Dax Hill all over again. Where's Heath hating Dax Hill last year? Miles Murphy's going to be fine.
Right.
Just to close the loop on the schedule, I will say it because I looked earlier a couple of weeks ago, or when I think the night Burrow went down, I looked it up. It's not as advantageous as it could be, because it's the AFC East is an advantage. That'll be New England instead of Buffalo or Miami. NFC South, that'll be nice. It's Carolina, but it's not like Atlanta or New Orleans is that big of a disadvantage. And AFC South, which could be a little bit of disadvantage because that's probably going to be Colts with a healthy Anthony Richardson rather than Jacksonville. So, it's not the AFC West.
That's Tennessee, brother. That's Tennessee.
Tennessee is going to be the bottom team. Indianapolis right now is in the playoff picture.
Oh,
if the playoffs started today, the Colts would be playing in the playoffs.
My bad.
So, yeah.
Right. And I did look it up. I don't know. I was wrong. We did not play Jacksonville last year. You guys are right. My bad on that. So
yeah, I just remember
correcting my errors.
Yeah, no worries. So like I said, so I'm okay. Like I said, going forward, let's see what we've got, and go forward. I think I covered everything here that I had. And we also, in addition to this, we have this losing streak in primetime games,
Oh, that's going to
primetime
continue.
road games.
Road, right.
That trend will probably continue.
So really bad trend for a team that's going to have 5 primetime games each year for like 8 years.
Yeah. Well,
we can still get 5 next year.
Yeah.
Will they give us a pass?
We could have
we'll get 4 and then they'll save 1 to flex, just like always. If they give the Jets 9 primetime games, by the way, Jets play again in primetime in 2 weeks. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but after this weekend, the Patriots play 3 consecutive primetime games in weeks 14, 15. What are we in week?
One of those 13. Is on Sunday. That should get flexed.
Are you sure it was Sunday? I thought it was Monday, Thursday. I don't know. Maybe. I hope you're right.
Well, we may see changes to the ability to flex schedules. They may flex earlier because everything for the Jets changed. Everybody expected Aaron Rodgers. When the network picked that game, they thought Aaron Rodgers was going to.
Yeah, but they could have flexed the Jets Raiders out a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't because people still watch the Jets because it's New York. They chose not to flex Jets Raiders out. That was a big thing. Jake and I had fun with that with a Jets friend of ours on texting.
I mean, I watch the Jets because it's funny.
Right.
Right. So, all right. Well, do we have any other nuggets to throw out there? Or are we ready to throw out our game predictions? So,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Who wants to go first? You want me to go?
Go for it.
It's real simple. I'm right along the betting lines. 27-10. I think we grab a field goal at some point to get the goose egg off the board. And I think we get a ugly one, which a lot of people on Twitter, when Browning drove down the field and got a touchdown, they all said, oh, look, but it was a nothing.
Yeah, after like 2 tipped passes and like million sacks. Guy holds the ball longer than Burrow. I didn't know that was
Oh
possible.
My gosh. And when he steps up in the pocket, he's got to go 1, 2, 3, and then look to run. And when he runs right into the pass rush.
How many times did he start to scramble and then almost realize, oh shoot, I shouldn't do that, and then go back and try and throw and wind up taking
it
back?
Yeah. No.
The run blocking sucks because they don't have any tight ends or receivers that can block. They do have a running back that can block, so like the pass protection has actually been really like solid. Outside of the one play where Jonah Williams had a miscommunication, TJ Watt came unblocked off the edge. They were really solid in pass pro, but Browning held the ball for
forever,
an eternity.
Forever. Yeah. And then when he doesn't hold the ball, he doesn't see simple switches in the defense. He saw Joey Porter drop back and he thought, oh, he's open, but Thompson was coming in. So he's not an NFL QB. So I got 27-10 and I told you why I think we get our 10. So that's where I'm at.
I'm not far off. Before I make my pick, I'm going to make 2 pleas to Bengals fans. 1, please stop with for the next 6 weeks, please stop with if Joe had been playing, we would have ... And I'm hoping it was just a week 1 of the Jake Browning era that we saw it a lot. Stop posting the all 22 videos showing how open Jamar or Yoshavash are and say, why can't Browning make that pass? It's a wide open touchdown. They're letting him go because he can't make that pass.
Right.
So it's we don't need the Jake, do you like how I did the all 22 reference? That's a sharp.
It's a very, I was about to say, very sharp. Took the words right out of my mouth. Very sharp.
Anytime my 21-year-old kid tells me I did something sharp and good, that I know
that's it. No, that's a win. As a parent, that's a win.
Absolutely.
Okay? So
the kid's 10 times smarter than me. Just ask him.
There you go.
You don't have a Bo Nix 24-1 Heisman ticket. That's sharp.
24. That is sharp. No, I envy.
But I did get Bama with you. I'm in on Bama at 18-1 with you.
So, all right.
Did you take Oregon too?
You said before you do your prediction, and then you did that, and you still never made your prediction.
I have not made my prediction because I digressed, which I do a lot.
Yes.
Not much different than you. I think Tennessee gets it. Tennessee. I think Jacksonville gets up early. I think it's 17-0 before the beer's even warm, type of thing. And I think they get to 31 easy. We might get a second garbage touchdown to get it to 31-20, but I see it 31-13 Jacksonville.
There you go. All right, Jake.
I think this is the first time since I joined the show, Mark, in 2 years that my dad joined this year, that both of us are picking against. I know this is the first time that I've picked against the Bengals in back-to-back weeks. Remember that long winning streak last year?
Yes.
We got it right every game. We never got it wrong. Like
Right.
I wanted to pick against the Bengals, but like I never did. Even in the Patriots game, I don't think I picked against them, and I probably should have. But yeah, so I do have some picks to give out. It's because I haven't been. Well, I guess I was on the show technically. Oh no, I was. Wait,
No, you weren't on.
no, we
Thanksgiving show.
didn't do a
get pick
Thanksgiving
from
show.
you.
Okay, so okay, so it's been almost 2 weeks since I've been on. I think the last pick I gave out, it probably lost. I don't remember what it was, but I
You
probably
didn't lose on the
lost.
teaser. We were talking about it. I won
That's
it.
right. It was Oregon
I
State.
showed you
Oh,
the
damn
Kansas
it.
State.
You got
All
me.
my stuff
You
was
got
winners.
me.
And you said I should maybe start thinking about a teaser now and then.
You got me with the Beavers. Yeah, I lost the bet because the snap went over the punter's head and Washington got a safety. That's
Yes.
literally the reason.
That
Only
was
reason
it.
I lost that bet.
That was it. It was the safety game, and I said, "Oh, I still won." But
Yep.
I
All
just
right,
sent you a picture of the card, which I laid up. By the way, I laid that up on at the end of the week. So that card did pay. You know,
All
I had-
right, we've got. So the picks for this week, it's a big week in football. So we're gonna just run the table here. I do have a teaser. I'm giving out a teaser just for you, Mark.
Well,
We are
thank you.
teasing. We are teasing Oregon from 9.5 to 3.5. That's pretty stupid, but they're gonna kill them. Oregon minus 3.5 paired with Louisville plus 8.5.
Okay.
That teaser should be minus 125. Florida State needs to lose. They will lose. But if they
Yeah.
don't lose, they will not lose by more than 8. So that's one.
Aren't you not supposed to tease if you're not getting inside 3, or is getting a
You can
You're right.
buy the extra
but
point.
I'm doing it.
So
Okay.
I
But I'm
bought
doing
the
it.
extra point. I bought the extra point, and on 2 teaser cards, I have Oregon minus 2.5, just to play it safe.
Yeah. No,
I agree
that's
with
good.
Jake. I think they run away with it, but you have to hedge. You have to be cautious. So, but I bought the point 2.5.
I almost gave out Oregon minus 9.5. I mean, I'll be on Oregon minus 9.5. People are like, well, Washington's undefeated. Why are they such a big dog? Fun little trend here. This is just the third time in college football, in the college football playoff era, where an undefeated team is an underdog in their conference championship game. The first one was Notre Dame in 2020 because they beat Clemson earlier in that year. Remember, they were in the ACC that year. They were dogs to Clemson. In the ACC title game, they lost by 40. Clemson covered. And then 2021, Bama was an underdog. Sorry, wait. I forget what the trend was, but Bama was a dog of something.
Right.
What was
But
it?
throw an asterisk on that Notre Dame, because wasn't that the game?
Bama, yeah, Trevor missed, but Bama had a loss in 2021. Some trend. It's like the third time ever where like it's this big of a whatever. Yeah, I think Oregon kills them.
Jake,
and then
Jake,
I'm going off the rails here.
Throw an asterisk on that Notre Dame.
Yeah, because Trevor didn't play. They beat him in the regular season, and
Dame.
Trevor didn't play. He had COVID. And then we're going with in the NFL. It's a game of the year for me. San Francisco minus 2.5. I mean, the Eagles are not going to keep getting away with this. They're not a better team than the Niners. They're voodoo. San Fran's going to kill them. Like, this line's already moved 5 points. It's going to close over 3. Yeah, just take San Fran. Don't think twice. So right. San Fran, and then San Fran minus 2.5, and then Oregon minus 3.5, teased with Louisville plus 8.5. I know that went off the rails, and I fucked up the trend, but forgive me.
Well, and you know what? If you're teaser minded like I am, you have Oregon minus 2.5. You have Louisville with a ton of points, and you can have the Niners plus 3.5 against the Eagles. So if they do,
I do not recommend that
by more than 3.5. So like I said, you can package these up, which is what I'll be doing. So
and I'm not the pick guy.
So now, where's your prediction?
Oh yeah, 27-10 Jags.
27-10. Hey, same score as me. There you go.
Oh yeah.
That was the same score. All right. Hey, put your predictions in the guys. Put your predictions in the comments. The viewers, please just throw us down there. Tell us what you think. Like I said, and let's see who gets it right. We have 227-10. So who knows? Maybe that's Jake and I not only agreeing on the outcome, both going against the Bengals, and then and he didn't even realize both with the same score. So maybe that's some kind of message from the universe. So,
Mark, in the history of the show, do you ever recall everybody picking against the Bengals?
Yes, but it wasn't it wasn't in the Burrow era.
Pre-Burrow.
Pre-Burrow. And
we did it last week, but it was, or 2 weeks ago, but it was just me and you. I don't know if that counts. We both picked against the Bengals against Baltimore.
Right.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So, but all right, Jake, remind them where they can find your stuff.
Jake Circus podcast on Spotify, college football, NFL. Make sure to peep Bleacher Report, BR Betting socials this weekend. I'll be in Dallas for the Big 12 title game with them. And yeah, go Ducks.
Yeah. And fantasy wise, I would avoid all Bengals. I just, you can't, defensive guys, if you have individual defensive players, there are some that will, because the Bengals defense is going to be out there. So there's a lot of tackles to be collected. So if you have individual defensive guys, but on the offense, I started Mixon last week. I won't make that mistake again. Fortunately, I have Zach Moss, and with Taylor down, Zach Moss is now a very attractive running back. So he will be my lead back going forward. Please put your predictions down. Support the channel. It's all we ask. For the rest of the season, we are going to continue to do our previews, our recaps. So support the channel. Give us a thumbs up. And, let's see what we got. The ingredients in the cupboard look like this week. We'll go from there. So with that, I'm going to say, hoo day, everybody. Take care.
Hoo day.